So I figured that the last newest movie we did was Dune, right? I figured that we do another one because we don't have to go anywhere, and this was also streaming on HBO Max.
Yeah, but it's not anything like Dune.
No, it's nothing like
I
Dune.
mean, I mean, you make a really big movie, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, this is just a little movie.
And I also figured that if you listen to us on Spotify, right, there's a title of what we're going to talk about, and on YouTube, obviously, you can see what we're talking about, and we still
Well,
kind of
obviously, but you're probably looking at it going, never even heard of this.
8-bit
But you're
Christmas.
reading it right. Yes, you're
Yeah,
reading it right. 8-bit Christmas.
8-bit Christmas. I don't
And the
think
only
you
reason I
heard of
saw it
it.
because I never heard of this.
Ah, yes.
You're the one come up with it. It was okay.
It was okay. I really like
I mean, it
because I
wasn't
like
Dune,
Neil
but
Patrick Harris. I
I like
think
him too. I mean, come on,
and
because
I
he's
like Steve Zahn.
legendary.
He is legendary, and I like Steve Zahn. That was the only
I like
two
Steve
actors.
Zahn. Steve Zahn's underrated, man.
He is underrated.
He doesn't get very many roles, and the roles he
no.
gets, he is excellent, dude.
It feels like Jeremy Renner for a long time to me was underrated until he was like
Still think he is.
Yeah, he is.
I still think he is. I mean, but I mean, he only wants to do so much Hawkeye, anyways.
Yes, and like if you see him in other roles, he's brilliant.
Oh, he's
I mean,
brilliant.
like
He is brilliant.
before like Mission Impossible, and I guess he played bad guys a lot, and I even liked him then. And when he stopped
18,
playing good
18.
guys,
Was it A Town?
is it called A Town?
Was it
Like
called The Town?
The Town, yes.
The Town. I don't know why I call it A Town. The Town.
Dude, The Town, his performance blew that crap away. Ben
Yeah,
Affleck
he's
know what
pretty
he's
good.
doing. The
But
Town
yeah,
is excellent.
but Steve Zahn was Steve
Yeah,
Zahn
Steve
is pretty
Zahn,
good.
everything I seen him in, like I love him in Daddy Daycare, because he played a Trekkie. I don't know if you ever seen it.
No, no, but I did see him in a full. Was it Comanche Moon, the TV series for Lonesome Dove, where he played one of the Lonesome Dove characters, played by somebody else, but he did a pretty good job.
Will I never seen that TV show. That's why, so I can't speak on it.
Okay, well, it's a western.
But like everything Steve Zahn has done, I love.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah. I can't think of
wasn't he
anything
in a movie with
watching.
Paul Walker? He was in a movie with Paul Walker, right? Was it not?
Was he in a movie with Paul Walker? I don't know if he was. I don't remember seeing
Joyride.
that. Oh, Joyride! I did see it. Joyride was awesome.
Yeah, Joyride is
Rusty
awesome.
Nail, man. Joyride was funny.
Yeah.
That is actually a good movie there.
That is actually a good movie, and I think it's one of those that not a lot of people have seen. Also, apparently, we do a
Yeah,
lot of
but
movies.
it's also one I
that
kind
not
of
a lot
forgot
people have
about. Yeah, it's one I forgot about. I
Yeah,
forgot he was even
Joyride
in
was.
it. But yeah, him, Paul
It was
Walker,
so suspenseful.
and
Yeah.
what's her Silvitsky or whatever. That was a good movie.
What's her name? Let's see. Yeah, Lily. So
Yeah, Lily Silvitsky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next, they keep talking that trucker. Rusty Nail.
It's very suspenseful. Yeah, it's like no one knows.
Yeah, that
It
was a
doesn't look
good
like
movie.
Steve Zahn is in a lot of like known big Hollywood
He's
movies.
not in a lot of big movies. He was in one with McConaughey too, with in the desert
Oh,
with Penelope Cruz.
is this
Penelope Cruz. I'm sorry.
Is it called Sahara?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. It
Yes,
was
that's
okay.
right.
It
He
wasn't
was
that
in the
great.
Ridiculous Six. I forgot
He was
about
better.
that.
He was the best character in it.
Yeah, see, I wish he would have like better roles. I guess he's not marketable. That's why they don't do that. He
I
was
don't
in
know.
Rescue Dawn with
I think I
Christian
saw
Bale.
Rescue Dawn.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I gotta see Rescue Dawn.
yeah, he was with Christian Bale. I seen that. Like the cinematography is awesome. He was in the
But I mean,
Employee
he
of the
plays a lot of
Month.
characters because it came off like he was a comedy actor originally.
He was in National Security.
But he can do everything now.
He can. Yeah. No, it's like I talk about Daddy Daycare, right? And you never seen it. And he's a Trekkie in Daddy Daycare. So he's a really nice guy in the movie. He's not like the comedic role, right? Because Eddie Murphy's already in it. So
Yeah.
they hire him, right? And then when they were watching a whole bunch of kids, so apparently one kid was speaking Klingon, and Eddie Murphy and the other guy didn't know what he was saying at all. So
Yeah.
when in one of the episodes, like Steve Zahn's character took some paperwork for Eddie Murphy to sign or whatever, and he was wearing a Star Trek shirt. So the little kid saw up to him, right? And he stopped pointing to him. Then they stopped speaking Klingon together. I was like, dude, I love him for that because, like, just to me, right?
Yeah,
That
that's what
movie
they
is so
say.
cool.
He says Joey Chu.
Yeah.
If I vaporize, it's because I asked him to beam me up.
Oh, okay.
Not that I know Klingon or anything.
Well, you sure sound like you do because I don't know Klingon.
Well, we're not going to get into it here.
Okay, good. Not good that we're not going to get into, but like, I appreciate everything Star Trek does. Okay? And I love every Star Trek reference on The Big Bang Theory.
Good. That way I don't have to say anything that you're dishonored in my house. So you're you're dishonoring your house.
So, how did you like this movie? 8-Bit
I
Christmas.
liked it. I mean, it could have been it was a little slow,
Hmm.
but I liked it. I think the payoff is in the end.
The payoff is in the end.
The movie, this is one of those movies you watch, you kind of get a little bored. There's some stuff picks you up and you question some of what you
Yes.
see. But at the end, it pays off.
Oh
And
yeah.
I just want to go ahead and ruin it for everybody. Say the movie's supposed to be about him getting a Nintendo. The movie's actually has nothing to do with this Nintendo at all.
No, it has to do with what Christmas means, right?
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it goes deeper than what Christmas means. It just means what your family means to you.
Yes.
Because this is actually more about what your family.
Because he talked about the memories of this Nintendo, and that is because the adventure of getting the Nintendo is about his relationship between him and his father, right?
Yeah, it was just it's not supposed to be. Supposedly they never really nail it down because a lot of this stuff is out of time in this movie.
Oh yeah.
But it's 1988 is supposedly when the movie actually takes place.
Yes.
Because I remember they try to get his sister tries to get a Cabbage Patch doll, which I remember. I mean, I
Was it the
I don't
toy
have a
back in the
sister.
time?
I don't. Yeah, I didn't have a sister or anything. But my cousins, all my cousins, I had my female cousins. They wanted Cabbage Patch dolls, and I remember hearing all the stories, and it was a big deal during the Christmas that they got one and stuff, and everybody's fighting over them and stuff. I remember all that, but I don't remember that happened at the same time Nintendo came out.
No,
And I'm
Nintendo
sure it
came out
did.
earlier.
Do what?
Nintendo came out in '85 in the U.S.
Okay.
So
Because I remember it took a long time before I got one, but I
remember-
wasn't into Nintendo for the longest time. It took
Right.
up forever for me. I think about 85, I probably got an Atari.
oh wow,
I was happy about that.
It's interesting you mentioned that, and I think that's why, like for this movie, right,
mean, I'm
in
probably
'88, the price has already
exaggerating.
gone down a lot. So
Yeah,
it wasn't the
it-
most sold out item, but it was still available.
How much was a Nintendo when it first came out?
I have no
Do you
idea.
remember? When did you get a Nintendo? Did you get one when you moved to America?
1989. Christmas of 1989 is when I moved
I
to
don't
America.
remember when I got one, but me and my brother had to
remembered
save
it
up.
really well.
Yeah, me and my brother had to save up our money to get ours.
Let me see. So okay, you guys save money to buy it together.
Yeah, we bought it together.
How
I mean,
much
our
was-
parents helped out, but they wanted us to save so much first.
Yeah, see,
And so, if
Oh,
anybody
that's
wants to
good,
know, this one back here,
it's the original, right? Pick it
yeah,
up.
this is the
like
one we
a
bought. This
gauntlet
is the one we bought. No, this is the one we bought.
Wow, it's the original box.
Yes, this is the original box. It's got everything in it. It's the same. I paid $100 for it.
Original?
Yeah, and I still got the price tag. It's got the $100 price tag on it from Montgomery Wards.
Oh, I love that. We talked about that one time. How much?
I
Let's see. How
know.
much was it when it came out? The basic set. Oh, it came out in 1987.
Okay. See, I didn't think it came out real
Oh,
early.
It came out in 99.99 bundle with Super Mario Brothers. Without the game, it's $89.99. So it wasn't even that expensive back then. Well, I guess $100 more expensive than it is now.
Well, I think because the price tag looks like it said it was at 200 or something almost.
Wow.
But yeah, we probably paid I think $100 for it. And I mean, I still got everything.
I think I'm so jealous of that. You have everything because I had to move from New York.
I mean,
to
I haven't
Texas.
opened this. I have not opened this box, and
Oh, open it.
it's gonna be bad if I open it up and it's not in here.
I hope that styrofoam
Oh.
doesn't fall apart.
That smell.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you how would that smell. Oh man, look at that.
Got the gun. You know, this is different from the one you see in this movie.
Okay,
Because
so
their ones had orange on it.
okay, so I want to talk about that. So I recently watched a video. Right, there's another YouTuber out there called the Gaming Historian. He go over all the light guns that
Okay.
Nintendo had, and it's because that law passed from Senator Bob Dole that all toy guns have to have some kind of bright orange tip or something
Oh.
that separates it.
So
then-
mine's older then.
No, yours got grandfather into it
Oh, okay.
because like what Nintendo did is like they didn't want to take a chance, right? I mean, their gun looks like a space alien gun anyway. But after that law came out, oh look at that. I still have mine too, but like my controller doesn't work, but my system
really?
still works. Yeah, I just don't have the
Yeah.
box. Oh,
I
you
got
got
the-
the instruction
Oh, I bet you I
manual.
even got the poster.
The only thing I have is this little, the classic.
Hey, guess what? Mine's bigger. I was waiting for that joke.
Yours is still bigger because I still have this little box from the classic edition. Like this is my first video game system, the
Yeah, this
Nintendo.
would be my well, actually, this is my third because I remember I wanted an Atari.
Yeah, you have an Atari, right?
Did my camera just shut off?
Yeah, your camera just shut off. It's just showing me right now because it's so
All right.
exciting to talk about Nintendo.
I know it got so exciting it just cut me right off. And I hope there's not something going on. But anyways,
So
yeah,
I
this is my
like
third because I got Pong. Remember Pong? Well, there was a I
Yeah,
guess
the
it made
Pong
cinema, but
machine, yes.
on Atari, but I got a Pong, which had the wood grain on it. It had two little
The
spinners
knobs,
on
yep.
it. So me and my brother sat there, and all it did was have these little paddles move up and down on the screen. It was cool. I wish I still had it.
When did that come out?
I don't know. The thing may came out in the 70s, and I didn't get it until the 80s.
Okay, so let's just say 70s, right? I want to talk about the technology. It goes from like let's just say 79, okay? And then 87, we have something that looked like Super Mario Brothers. So not even in a 10 years time, right?
Well, because you got to remember though, in the 80s, I think it's 70. What is it? The late 70s when the Atari originally came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I only wanted. I didn't know that. I was too young. But then I went and played one at my cousin's house, and I had to have one. I don't remember when I got it. It took a little while to get. Because I remember, I think by the time I got Ataris,
yeah,
I remember going to KB toy stores, and they had like the 5200 or whatever. They already had the newest one out. So yeah, because I remember, because I know Atari, because I think when I was still playing Atari, people already were still playing started playing Nintendo, because one of my friends got one, went over to his house, played it. The only place I could play it is go to Montgomery Ward's and play it. The sad thing is, they also had the Sega out at the same time, and I like the Sega better.
Oh, I know
but
that.
All my friends, but all your friends have Nintendo. Everybody has
Is
Nintendo.
everybody having a Nintendo? I wonder if it was cheaper too.
I don't remember.
How much
But the problem is, you already have the thing. If you go rent games, because we had downtown, you go rent games at the movie store. They didn't have Sega games; they only had Nintendo games. So if I would have got a Sega, I would have been. That would have been the end of that. All I could play was one game, and that would have been it.
Sega system. Oh.
Because my friend
was more expensive.
My friend had a Nintendo, and he was already getting rid of some of his Nintendo games. So.
See, that's
me and my brothers went ahead and bought the Nintendo and bought the game for him.
Oh, that's good. You built up a good life. Do you still have some of those old games? I know you have the old system.
I still got my. I got some of the games are hard to find. I don't know where I put a lot of them, but I also lost.
You have Metal Gear.
Yeah, that was the first game I got. Box. This is the first one I got. Yeah, this is the first game I ever got.
I don't have any of those boxes. Mario.
Yeah, no, I kept on my boxes. I still got Spy versus Spy, Wolverine.
Whoa.
X-Men. I did have the X-Men. I lost my Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles, you remember how hard that was. I had Ninja Turtles in the box. I lost a lot of games too, or misplaced them. They may be in a box.
Yeah, it's just misplaced, I know.
Knight Rider I had. Airwolf I had.
Wow. You have more games. Sounds like you have more games than me.
I had a lot of games. And I bought a lot of games. Oh, I had Castlevania 3 too.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a good one. But then I rented a lot of games. I remember renting Ghostbusters. I rented Platoon several times because that was a good one. Castlevania 2 I actually loved.
Right, because
I rented that several times.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd stay up all night and play that. What was it? Gunsmoke. Played that all night long.
The arcade one, yes. So when you have, so this game, like when Neil Patrick Harris started telling his daughter about the story, right? Like the nostalgia of it. He even blew the cartridge, right? Like, how come everybody did that?
You had to. But you even did that on a, I don't know, because of dust in it.
It's a dust, right? That's the whole
basic had to be, factor. I don't know. The thing is, you didn't just do that on a Nintendo. You did that on Atari.
Yeah, you just on everything, yeah.
But I'm sure it had to do something with the dust. I'm sure just a little bit of dust in this.
So it's like universal thing for everyone.
I bet you there was really no reason to do that. It's just everybody did it.
There's no reason. Because
I don't remember always doing it. The thing is, I remember you'd put it in, you start playing, glitch, you get mad, upset, pull it out, blow it out,
and you blow it,
put it in,
and it's working. Yep.
And you play your game.
There's no logic to it.
Yeah, I don't really know, because how much dust could you really get in there? Because most of the time, if it didn't work. Because here's the next thing: if it didn't, you blow it out. It didn't work. You put it back in, and it messed up again. You know what you did? You pull it out, and you blow out the whole machine.
Yeah, you blow out the whole machine. I did that too.
Machine out.
It's like
you stick it in there.
It's just the logic of our brain that works that way, right? Like
it is. But I always thought with the coolest thing is, okay, I had an Atari. You take the Atari, you put the cartridge in, pull it out, put it in. I mean, there was nothing. This thing had a door you flip open,
Yes.
slide a cartridge in, and put it down. I'm like, it was awesome at the time, but now I'm thinking about, I was like, why did you have to go through all that crap?
Right.
That's
So
just
because now
stupid.
you've seen a Japanese one, right? Like just plug it on the top,
Yep,
turn it
it
on,
would have
and
been
that's it.
cheaper. Exactly, would have been way cheaper.
Right. It's
That's
just
probably
the
like several
design.
$50. I probably paid $50 just for the part that goes
So
up
they
and
didn't
down.
change that. Like, so I came from the country where they use a Famicom. Okay, we had the
Yeah.
top loader system, which I actually have the box.
So you
of
came
it
from
right there.
Japan?
No, I mean like Asia.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
the version we had. So when I came here, I thought that was weird too. When the first time I saw the Nintendo, like the games were
Yeah.
much bigger.
I
Like,
think
it's
it
twice the
was
size.
more. It's more to give it the because VCRs had, you put the VCR and it drops down.
Oh.
I think it had more to do with it made it look more like a professional machine because we already had a top loader. It's called an Atari.
Oh, I
You
didn't think
know,
about that.
y'all didn't have that, but we did.
Yeah, I never had the Atari. Like, I never heard of the Atari until I came like in television.
I'm sure there was Ataris out, but
ColecoVision.
and
Not
maybe
in
that's the
Japan.
problem. Atari just didn't market their stuff right, or they could have
No.
been more dominant.
Right.
It would have been like Blade Runner, but no. By the time we got to 2019, Atari's gone.
So the Nintendo didn't actually, the US didn't stick to that top loader design until they go to the Super Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, because I'm sure somebody said the same thing on that. Why are you doing this? This is stupid.
Yeah, there's so much extra steps, right?
Yeah,
you
so
just
much extra parts.
Taking time away from me getting to my game.
I mean, the only time we get machines that load again is by the time we get Xboxes and stuff.
Oh,
But that's because they have a disc.
Yeah, the disc, the PlayStation and things like that.
Because we finally went to disc instead of using cartridges.
Yes.
I mean, come on, because really cartridges went out a long time ago.
Yes.
Cartridges went out with the 8-track, dude, if we're still using them on video systems.
Yeah. 8-track. Don't talk about cartridges, like the Switch went back to that.
Cassette. I guess we could say cassettes too.
Yep. And well, I want to talk about the movie. I like the when he explaining the kids. Actually, you know what? The special effects to me was really minimal, but it's really funny because it's the part where he talked about riding his bike. No, he didn't. But when he talked about riding his bike to his friend's house, right? That's when his daughter asked him like, "Were you wearing a helmet?" Yeah, of course I was wearing a helmet. So he changed that beanie into a helmet.
Oh, it does a lot of that safety crap because nobody did that until the 90s. Well,
I like
probably late after.
I did like
the 90s.
I did like that they pointed that out. Because that was one of the jokes, you know? Like the other joke I really appreciate was the licensing. Like when he go to the store, like, you know, the Nintendo talks to him, right? Like, I have all the games, Jake. Which one do you want to play? Like, well, I want to play Joust. Oh, I don't have that one. Like, what about Super Mario Brothers? Oh, like, I don't have that one either. How about this game? How about Rampage? So when he did that, I was like, there's no way they'll be able to show Super Mario Brothers, right? You're lucky Nintendo even let you use this machine in the first place for this movie.
Well, I mean, though, why wouldn't you, though? It's a win for Nintendo.
It is.
But the funny thing is, he did play Rampage. Did you play have you ever played Rampage?
I never played Rampage. Until there was an arcade emulator.
Oh, my God.
I never played Rampage. You know why?
I played Rampage at Taco Bueno.
See, okay. Because like I never seen Rampage in Hong Kong, right?
Oh, okay.
And then I never seen Rampage even when I came to the States and people have Nintendo. And I still go back to the fact that like a lot of the games wasn't available for everyone.
Yeah.
Not like now. It's
well, I mean, the funny thing is he starts off the first game when he sits down with his daughter, because the funny thing, what sets this movie off, his daughter wants a cell phone.
Yes.
And he's not going to give her one. But then he tells her about the Nintendo that he's not supposed to have.
And then, yep.
And this was on a store. But the thing is, the first game he puts in there is Paperboy.
Yes, Paperboy, because I thought of you.
Yeah,
you talk about that.
I actually like Paperboy.
I never played Paperboy.
It's kind of an aggravating game, but the thing is,
it's very precise.
If you don't get aggravated, you pick it up actually really quick. Oh. And it's an extremely simple game. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that just makes you mad as you play it, and that's the way it's supposed to work. Just get over it. Now, there's a Paperboy 2. Now, you know,
I heard of that.
It's awful. God. Awful.
Oh, so that one is awful.
Oh, is it? I don't know. Maybe I should give it more. I just put it in, played it, and I was like, I don't know what Paperboy 2 is. I played it as soon as I played. I was like, this is crap. This is crap. This is a sacrilege, man.
Paperboy is also an arcade and got adapted to the home system.
And I never even seen it at arcade.
I never played an arcade either. Isn't it crazy?
But anyways,
like, this is how they got these games, like, to take it from the arcade to bring it home.
Yeah. And that's basically what it's, because I never, arcade was too far for me to go to anyway. So it's
No.
not like most people live in cities. Oh, we can just
Yeah,
go out by the
you're right.
arcade and play games. No, I
It
couldn't do
was
that.
it was easy access for me and my cousins to go to the arcade than getting a home system.
Yeah, they get to a arcade. I would have had a hitchhike or something. And at that age, that's very dangerous.
So that's why I love the arcade, because that was my first video game experience. I never
Oh,
played
okay.
anything like this until
I
my
mean, I
cousins
loved the
got a
arcade
Famicom.
too.
Yeah.
But you had quarters, and
Oh, I know.
parents had to give you quarters, and they didn't want to give you quarters.
Yeah, it's so tough to play arcade
So you
games.
just had to stand there and watch other people play video games.
Well, that's exactly what they point out too. Even like with the system, like when I didn't have a system, right? I had to go to
Yeah,
my
you're
cousin.
right. You had to go to a friend's house.
Yeah, yeah. Like, but
And
on
hope
this
that
one,
they let you
hope
play
they
it.
let you play, and they play that in this movie perfectly. And then the
Because
whole thing is the rich
and
kid.
that's the thing. It's like Mario Brothers has two-player mode, but no, they don't
It's
want.
not together.
They want to show you how they play.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't want to see how you play. But yeah, that's so funny because it shows them go to that rich kid, the Karate Kid's house.
With the
Man,
42-inch
kid-
TV, by the way.
That kid had problems. Yeah, 40. I never had seen a 42 TV.
Me
at
too.
that
I thought
time.
the bigger one was like 37 or 32.
They may have made it up.
Oh, okay.
Who knows?
Oh, you know what? Because he was
No,
a kid, so he said 42 because like they never made a 42-inch TV.
I don't know because some of the technology
Because
they
it's
show
big.
is because I don't remember that time period. Anyways, that's a long time.
Yeah.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But how did you like it? That's American. I'm gonna just point out that was American life
Yes. Oh, I loved it.
into the 80s because I bet y'all didn't have King of the Hill in Hong Kong. Y'all ever had that big giant kid in your class? Did y'all have that?
No.
See, in America, everybody goes through life. You go to school, there's always this big kid, it's taller than everybody, and he's got whiskers already growing on his face, and he already tells you about things about you should not even know. He'll tell you about things about women that you can't believe.
So you had the experience. Okay, I never.
Exactly,
had
I did. That was my life. I was like, no, that doesn't. There's no way that happens. But he's telling you it is, and I'm like, no. I can't see that happening. But then eventually you get health class and you learn that guy was right.
Yeah. So okay.
Which makes me wonder, why does that guy know that?
So you talk about that, right? I feel like the rich kid that owns
of course they didn't show
Nintendo-
dodgeball.
No, they didn't.
They played dodgeball with that giant guy.
So the rich kid had the Nintendo, right? And I think that they trying to hint that rich kid, he's the one with the bipolar. He's bipolar, right?
They didn't say why bipolar in the movie. They call it, but yeah, he was bipolar.
He's bipolar. That's why I figured
he was
he's
something
bipolar. Yeah. But they didn't point that out at the time.
Well, bipolar didn't come around till like maybe 20 more years from
Yeah, 20 more years from then. Yep, exactly.
And, I mean, that kid was messed up. But everybody knew a kid like that too. Yeah. You had that kid. It just threw a tantrum.
And then you know what kid I related to? That black kid, Mike Twaddle. He was the best friend that can watch R-rated movies, and I was that kid. Yeah, even though they were R-rated.
I wasn't that kid. I knew that kid. I knew a lot of those kids. They'd always have to tell me about it. I'd be like, what?
Because he talked about Platoon.
Yeah, they're talking about Graham. No, actually, like, they even mentioned. Usually, those kids are all the ones you go to school and they're telling you, "Oh yeah, and you have this other kid." It's not just one kid; it's usually two of them. They're sitting next to you and they're talking about RoboCop, and you're sitting there like,
"Oh,
I can't go see RoboCop. I can go see the toys at the toy store, but I don't know what they do because I can't see them murder each other."
So it's so funny, you know. Me and you both watched that Australian guy, right? Minty comedic arts.
Rare, but
we've seen him, right? That's the thing. Like, why would they have these rated R movies and they make toys geared towards kids? How did they make that connection?
Because I remember wanting to know Ed 209, but I did not ever get to see Ed 209 shoot up the crap out of that dude.
Exactly.
If I would have saw Ed 209 shoot the crap out of that guy, well, I wanted the toy more, but my mom would have said, no way. But it had caps in the back, so you just.
Oh gosh.
I don't think you can have caps anymore. Did they sell toys? Do your kids have caps? You know what caps are, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, it's those little strands of paper with these little circles, and you put them through the back of a RoboCop. I still got my RoboCop somewhere, and you just hit the switch because they had cap guns, and it makes a popping noise and it makes smoke come out.
Oh, I do know what you're referring to now. Yes.
Some of them were little plastic rings you stick in a revolver.
Plastic rings they make.
It's back when guns could look like guns.
Yes, I do remember
those. Smaller than they would really be. Because I mean, come on, you pull out a little revolver. A kid revolver was never the same. Police special was never the same as a real police special.
Yeah,
but apparently, if you pull out a black pistol,
dude,
I'm like, it's smaller than a .22, you idiot.
Wow.
Oh, you missed a lot. Too bad you didn't get here earlier.
No, I didn't.
You could have got a wedgie.
I'm just glad I came at a time that I was able to. That the correct
Yeah.
way.
Couldn't get here soon enough.
Did you like all the
Yeah.
kids that they have? Like the nerdy kid who's always nerdy and
Oh,
allergic to everything?
this is the problem. This is what I'm telling you. This was my life.
Oh, no
You
way.
rode your bike everywhere. I never had the, you know how you see them riding together and they had those, I forgot what we used to call them, but the pegs on their bike where you stick your foot, you could have other people ride with you.
Oh, yes.
I never had the pegs on my bike, but I remember lots of kids that did.
I did
Get
too.
the
Not
pegs.
even in elementary school. When I was in high school here, they have those
Yeah.
little things that you put in the back of the wheel, like you could just screw
Yeah.
them
And then
on.
you ride your
Yeah.
bike over to your friend's house, play video games,
Yes.
then go out and try to not be the kid that gets tormented, but be the kid that torments somebody else.
Yes.
So they're like, right, yeah, you always like. There's always the big kids that harass you, and then there's the little kids who you harass on your bicycle.
Yes.
You try to stay away from these two twins. They used to have these two twins right around the road. These guys, they weren't really that tough, but they look tough because they're older. They always had their pocket knives on their belts.
Oh.
Yeah, they had pocket knives. It's like, oh.
You could wear pocket knives on your belt as a kid, man. It was a different time back then.
You could, yeah. What I mean, come on. Not everybody had a pocket knife, but these kids have pocket knives. It's like, man, I don't want to get cut by that buck knife on that kid's belt. These guys are thugs.
You know what I like that they pointed out in this movie too? Like they didn't advertise Nintendo as a video game system because like, they talk about the video game crash. They talk about like Nintendo advertises a family computer and entertainment system. So they try and stay away from the term video games.
Yeah.
Because they brought about like these games that change your brain into mush, right? So his name was Jake, right? He was trying to convince his parents to get them to buy him a Nintendo.
Yeah. Of course. I mean, it's not actually, it starts off with Neil Patrick Harris telling the story, and then it goes back to Then most of the movie's flashback,
Yes.
and it has that little kid. Yeah, I remember he tries to talk his mom because his mom's apparently a teacher.
Yes.
He's got a sister, and he tries to talk her to get a Nintendo. And she's like, "Yeah, you can have one." And then he goes talk to his dad, and this is all kids do this. Me. Once you got one parent to say yes, you don't go try to get another parent to say yes, because then you got a problem. Because if one says no, then they could go with the one that said no. But if one already said yes, then you're in.
That was it. Yeah, that was the first thing. Yes.
But like he found out the same way I found out. Yeah, if they say yes, it's still a no.
Yeah. Oh.
But it introduces his mom as a teacher and his dad. His dad's they don't really say what his dad does, but his dad loves to do carpentry work.
Yes, carpentry work. Yes.
Never finishes anything, and there's people like that. It's cool.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So,
I thought that was kind of throw you off because at the end you would never thought that he made a treehouse.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see that coming because he.
I mean,
keep telling him not to go to
but
the
I guess
back of the shed.
Yeah, I told him not to go back. Well, actually wanted to. Actually, like he was acting, and then he made him do those hockey sticks, which I couldn't figure out because they're cut.
Yeah.
I was like, why would he want him to do that?
Yep.
And you never see it. You never see this coming.
No, I never seen it coming because like the whole thing they're trying to.
But he
focus
mentions
on
it to him too. He tells him, he goes, "Why don't you go play on the woods? Why don't you go do this?" He goes,
Yeah.
Me used to build forts with my dad all the time. That's
I
what
know.
he tells
I
him.
like that because they in Chicago,
doesn't want
right?
to.
They're like, it's not even below zero. I was like, dude, that's pretty cold.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, the point of the movie was this kid. All he did was focus on getting a game system.
Yeah, game
That's
system.
all he wanted. He just, what I want for Christmas, I better get it.
Yep.
Then he got something else. It was even better.
Oh, I know.
Especially
That was really good.
the thing that made the movie even better is why he's older. His dad's not there anymore.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So all he has is the treehouse.
Yeah, all he has is a treehouse that lived on forever.
So he didn't mess up. Well, I mean, it just shows that he could have almost missed out if he didn't.
Yes. See, that was the good thing too. I like is the end payout. That's why I like. Oh, this movie is actually pretty good.
Yeah, the end payout of this movie is what makes this movie.
Yes.
Because I mean, it's funny all the little things he does, but it's some of it gets monotonous and stuff.
Like it got ruined.
Plus, I like the retainer thing.
Oh.
I don't know if you ever wore a retainer.
I never wore a retainer.
It wasn't the greatest thing in the world.
It's expensive, right?
I didn't care.
You wouldn't know.
It wasn't very comfortable. Let's put it that way.
Oh, I figured that.
There's a reason you did lose them because you took them out of your mouth. I never lost mine. Mine broke though.
Oh, okay.
Remember I had to go back and get it fixed, and then they broke another one because it has so tight. But I remember it's uncomfortable and it's gross. You couldn't eat with it in there. You had to take it out.
Yeah,
at
you had
lunch.
to take it out. Yeah.
so awkward because you're a kid. You go to school, you have to take this thing out in front of other kids.
Let me ask you, what is the retainer for?
Oh, it keeps your teeth straight. It's after you have your braces, they take them off.
Oh,
It's
so it's
supposed to
after
keep
the
your,
braces.
yeah, you
Okay.
wear it. You're supposed to wear it when you're sleeping. It just makes you drool all over yourself.
Because you keep your mouth open that way.
No, it doesn't keep your mouth. Kind of made. I guess other people had different experiences. I made it. It was a drool machine as far as I concerned. You wake up, you got it all over your face. I was like, oh, this is gonna ruin me for life.
So you have braces.
I had braces.
Okay, so it looks like my son had to have braces, right? And then this is pretty messed up. So my question is like, okay, I want to understand the purpose of the braces. It's just to keep your teeth straight, right?
Yeah, all it does is straighten your teeth
So
up.
it's a
So
cosmetic thing.
so that way when you talk to people, old women can love your face.
Oh, so it's a cosmetic thing.
It is a cosmetic thing.
So
Apparently, I mean, I can't. I mean, I guess I wouldn't go back and not have them
why is that? Because you can still
because you
eat,
get a
right?
lot of. It does get a lot of attention. Apparently, more people stare at your teeth than you realize.
Oh.
I've never had so many people tell me how straight my teeth were in my life.
So here's my
It's
joke.
kind of self. It's kind of self-conscious too, because
Okay.
now it's like, I mean, I smile a lot.
Yeah. So here's
But
my joke. So
I don't when somebody says something about my teeth.
Okay.
It's over.
So a lot of like me and my sister never have braces, and we have straight teeth, right? I guess we were just lucky. But I know they're expensive.
Well, you know, it may be a Chinese thing. I mean,
I don't know.
as far as European blood goes, yeah. As soon
Ah.
as you hit the ground running, your teeth are
Because Ethan is like the dentist told us that like my oldest son's gonna have to have probably looks like his braces, right? Because Heather,
yeah.
I think she has braces, and I said this is what I said because I don't understand it, right? Because I never had braces, so I asked about the cosmetic thing. So this is what I said to her, and she got so upset. Like, so I want to ask the dentist. So it's like that health wise, it wouldn't affect his health. You would still be able to eat with messed
Yeah.
up looking teeth, right? So are you telling me that by putting the braces on, the only difference is that if he doesn't put it on, he won't get mad pussy?
Well, let me tell you this already. Braces don't help with that at all.
Because it looks good, right? Like straight teeth.
Well, it does help with your overbite too.
Yeah, that's what she was.
It does.
telling me,
It
the
does.
overbite.
It does help prevent other mistakes that can happen.
Other mistakes, okay.
I mean, but the problem
But
is
health-wise-
cosmetics. I mean, the way the
health-wise,
world,
nothing.
but the way our world works is you're judged on cosmetic stuff.
Yeah.
Get over it. I mean, I hate to say that.
And that's why I
had to
use
wear-
the MP
I
thing.
growing up, I had to get braces. I had to wear glasses.
Yeah.
Pretty much my life was
It's-
over as far as the P stuff was.
Right, that's
It
why
was
I
over,
want to
but I was
point
too
out.
young anyway, so
Strictly
what does it matter?
cosmetic thing.
Yeah, but it's not. I mean, you don't want to overbite
That's what, yeah.
because
you
it
don't
could
want
help
to overbite.
hurt with your breathing and your drooling and all this other stuff.
Okay, so that's a health thing right there.
So yeah, so it is health. It does
Okay.
help with your health.
It's
Believe
just
it or
that
not.
I was never like I'm
When you
just
see
never
the
in
bill, when you see the bill for it, you're probably not going to give a crap about the health part of it. But
Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. Like, cause it's expensive, right? Yeah.
yeah, it's like I said. Like I mean, I didn't want braces. I wouldn't almost want braces, but I'm glad I had them.
Looking back, yeah.
But yeah, it was after you realize how many people are looking at your teeth, because I mean, people always make a comment, and it's just like it's kind of sad. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I'm like, at least I don't have crapped up teeth.
So-
Because now because when somebody goes, oh, your teeth are so straight, you're thinking, so because I had like buck teeth and stuff, that they're thinking they'd be thinking otherwise. They'd be like, oh, his teeth are crappy.
Oh man, see that's
I
the
don't
thing.
ever look. See, I don't ever look at that. That's not something I look at. I've never, and it just bothers me because I
You see,
had that.
it never
and
looked at me before too, but that's a lot
No,
of like a
it
lot
bothered.
of girls.
It bothered me. Oh, it bothered
Okay,
me so
so
much.
a lot of girls always comment on like, "Oh, your teeth are so straight," and I never
Yes.
thought about that.
They do. So apparently people look at it constantly,
people
and
look
it
at it
makes you
constantly.
wonder. It's like, because I remember when I was young, I didn't know my teeth were messed up. I mean, it hurt when
exactly,
they go,
yeah.
"Oh, you got to get braces." Like, why?
And it makes me think of braces, right? That's another thing
the
that tells
problem
me
is-
evolution doesn't work.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I mean,
But
if you
then it
have
also
kids,
tells me that if it doesn't work, you really don't need it. It's just a cosmetic thing.
yeah, well, the thing is, might as well get them.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps out.
Oh, I
Further
know
in
it
life.
helps out. I want him
I
to
mean, it
look
doesn't
good.
seem like it will. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's worth it. But apparently, all the comments you get, it's worth it.
Yeah, all the comments where you get, yeah.
Just hope you get a better orthodontist than I did.
Yeah. It's just like who's lucky and who's not. Yeah, I know. It feels like a lot
Yeah.
more people should wear braces.
I think almost if you're white here in America, you probably wear braces. I mean, I didn't want to go there, but
I
thinking
mean,
about
no,
it,
Yeah, think about
everybody
it, I
I
never knew.
think, and it may be but the problem is it's also a money thing.
Yeah, it's also a money thing. Yeah.
It is a money thing. It's an economic thing. But
Yeah.
I know almost all white people I know growing up.
Oh, that's
Ones that
interesting.
didn't tell you, some people hid it. Some people didn't get it till they're older. I mean, as you get older, I notice more people have it now. When I was growing up, not everybody had it. So,
Ah. Did your
but
brother have it?
nowadays, yes, we got it at the
Oh.
same time. We both hated each other over it. Yeah, it was a lot of
Oh.
pain fighting over water pick just to clean our teeth.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
no water pick.
that's interesting. I'm
Yeah,
sorry
it's
that
it's
experience that you go through,
it's a weird experience. Oh yeah, it's one of the experiences of being an
So
American.
now I appreciate they also put this in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the retainer thing. But the thing is, this mainly pointing out people lose. You use, I mean, you used to lose your retainers all the time.
just because you say you take it out and
Well,
you
I
don't.
didn't ever lose mine. They gave you this stupid looking cases, and let me put it this way: I never used that case. I took my retainer out, I stuck it in my pocket. All I did was pick off the lid off of it, stuck it back in my mouth because I didn't want anybody to see. Because if you work that thing, people know you had a retainer. I
Oh,
didn't want anybody to know I had a retainer. That's why.
ah,
Because all if anybody looks, they see is just a few metal things.
oh,
I
yeah,
was
that makes sense.
self-conscious. I was like, I already got glasses. Why do I need people to see that I got a retainer?
You sound like Leonard from Big Bang Theory.
I was Leonard,
Just
okay?
in case that my parents didn't think I might get my ass kicked
I
or
would
not.
have been, I would rather have been Sheldon because it wouldn't have hurt my feelings
Oh, yeah, I
because
know
he
what
didn't
you mean.
have any.
Yep, he wouldn't even get it. Yep, man, that's tough.
Yeah, it was it was, it was something else. Let's put it this way.
I
But the
didn't know that
problem,
talk about this
but
movie
at
would
the
bring
end,
that.
Leonard got Penny. So
Yes. So you're waiting for
I
your
mean, I don't
penny.
know that was really a plus, but it looks like it is.
It's a life goal to some people.
It's a life goal. It wasn't exactly my life though. I mean, I'm kind of into the smarter
Yes, me too. Smarter.
beauty
Yes.
and looks. But
Uh,
hey, take what you can get, I guess.
so like there's
I
one
don't.
thing in this movie that well you can't relate to the snow thing. Like they have to wear boots,
Well, yeah, I didn't relate to the boot thing. I mean, it got cold here and you snowed,
but
but
not that.
yeah,
No, not like
we
that.
never did the boot thing. Though the funny thing is, I remember those boots. I remember boots. People wearing boots like that.
Oh really?
Yeah, I remember
The
boots like that.
was
I don't
the
remember
Esprit
exactly those boots. I don't think, but I remember boots like that.
like the Esprit brand? Like with that brand
Yeah,
never came back again, huh? I forgot what
I don't know.
that
I don't
brand
know.
existed.
It's not a brand that I would have worn.
Yeah, it's like mostly
But I
women. Like I
remember them
remember.
making because I think a lot of boots looked like that and snowshoe, whatever those were. I remember stuff looking real big and bulky.
Yes.
I always had the big bulk, and it's a fashion statement now, or I think it is
Oh
still.
yeah, it is. It's a huge fashion statement, you know.
So I'm like, what? Those crappy boots? You got to wear girls' boots. That's the worst thing because they're cheap.
Oh yes,
Which is funny. I don't remember purple ever being a girl's color though.
yeah. I didn't think purple back then was a girl's
Yeah,
color,
I don't
right?
know. Maybe they exaggerated
You
it
know,
because I don't
it
remember
might be
people wearing
exaggerated.
purple.
Yeah, people were well. Prince
Because I
wore
remember,
purple.
yeah, purple was fine. I remember. So
Purple means royalty. Well, it still does, but that's what the color
I'm sure it does,
represents.
but not when you're a kid.
Not when you're a kid. I
Pink's
thought
girly
pink
stuff.
was be more girly
To me,
stuff.
pink was always girl stuff.
Yeah,
It
but
still is
never
today.
purple and green and yellow. Like I guess those what you
Yeah.
call the
Man,
gender
I remember I
neutral
had
colors.
Converse that were orange.
Ooh, that's different.
Oh, it was awesome. Yeah. Then everybody went and got colored
Colored shoes.
Converse. Yeah, I was like,
Hey,
crap.
my go-to is still white shoes to this day. I feel
Yeah.
different and awkward if I wear something brown unless it has to be a dress shoe.
I don't like wearing white shoes. You know why?
No.
Because people could see me. Somebody may look my direction. They'll be. I like to wear everything dark. That way
Yeah,
nobody
you do.
looks.
You like wearing dark shoes, yes.
Yeah, that way nobody looks in my direction.
No, I like everything white. Yep.
And or no,
Yeah.
because I remember you tried to give me some of your white shoes. I was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm good.
I gave you the black ones. Yep. Because
Yeah,
I
and
didn't
I
like the
still
one.
got those,
Oh, you
dude.
do the Skechers, right? I can't remember
Yeah, the
now.
bottom's falling out of them. I still wear them.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, you got your money's worth on that one.
That's funny.
I did have to get some glue out, glue a part of it together,
Oh,
but
you
I
got
still
shoe
got
goop?
them.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's impressive. I like
me
how this
especially.
movie we talk about like a lot of
We are going to
nostalgia
talk
stuff.
about life in this
Yeah,
one.
with like on this one because that's basically he's talking about his life as growing up trying to get this thing,
Yeah,
this adventure.
this is like the Wonder Years, dude.
Oh, I love that show.
Yeah, I
That's
only watched a few of them, but it was
yeah.
okay.
You
But
know, I can't
this
remember
is the Wonder
all of them.
Years.
I still remember like the ones I watched.
Yeah, but see, you had the nerd kid, the weird kid, everything. I liked it how you actually get hints about life but I also like the part, when he gets on the just finally when he gets on the school bus to get their plan,
Yes.
and he's gonna go back there and beat that big kid up and get that money.
Oh,
And he's walking
yes.
with those snow boots, and he walks past that girl, and that girl goes, "I have boots just like yours." Right
Yes.
then, I knew that. Right when she said that, I go, "I bet you she pops up in this movie again," and she does. It's his wife.
Oh.
At the end of the movie, they shows his wife sitting at the table. That's
Yeah.
her.
No, I
That
didn't
was.
realize that.
Oh, you didn't realize that was his wife?
And I
I
watched
knew
that
that.
twice.
Oh,
How did you pick
wow.
that up? How did you connect that? No, I really want to
Because
know.
at the end they even talk about the boots.
That's
She's sitting
right.
there and she says it mentions the boot, them having the same boots.
Oh, I
So the girl
forgot
that goes,
about
"Hey, those
that.
I got the same boots." He eventually marries her.
Oh. Oh, that's just made it better, actually.
Yeah, that's his wife.
Oh, I can't believe I didn't connect that the second time I watched
Yeah,
it.
you should have saw that. I mean, I saw that Kuman and Sushi walked up to her because that's usually how life works.
Yes.
Well, sometimes.
Because
Never,
not
not
I wasn't
not for me, but
concentrating on
usually
that
it's that
girl,
it's
right?
that girl that you meet because it's
Yes.
always a lot of people marry that girl that they meet. They don't really make a connection. One of them likes the other one, but you grow.
She was
Girls,
paying attention. That's right. She paid
yeah,
attention
the
to him.
girls, and eventually your life goes on, and boom, you're with that person.
Man. Because that
For
kid
some people,
pointed out to me, the one that Jake said, he was a rebel. He didn't care about what
yeah,
anyone else
that
thinks.
nerd kid, because after he
Yes.
realized that kid's just doing what he wants.
Yes.
Because I mean, he thinks, "Oh, this kid's weird."
Yep.
No, this kid's not. This kid is doing what he
Yeah,
wants. I
dude,
mean, if
exactly.
you let your kids go to school and do whatever they want, they're gonna wear some weird crap, dude.
Yep. Oh, it reminds me of Nikola Tesla. You think he's weird, right?
Oh,
But
you
he
went to
just
school with him?
no. But like, oh, you haven't seen it. The current
Nikola
wall.
Tesla walks around. Used to walk around his house naked, dude.
Yeah, he basically. You think he's weird, right? Now you brought that good point up because I
He
watched
was
the
weird.
current wall, right? His wardrobe is really different from other people, and when other
Yeah,
people see it, right, they consider him weird. But now I think about it, from what you said, Tesla is just doing what he wants.
yeah. You do what you
It's
want. You're
because
being
like
an
I'm not
individual.
gonna follow the trend. I'm gonna do what I want.
But who wants to wear the same stuff everybody else is wearing?
Exactly.
I mean,
That's
the
the
only
good
time
part.
if I wear everything everybody else wears because I don't want them to see me or talk to me.
That's all right.
But normally I
I'm
like
that
to
weird
wear.
dude.
I mean, normally I just like to do something else.
Ah, no, you're right. That like the Rebel thing was really good actually. I was like, oh,
The rebel was cool.
yeah,
And
the
then
Rebel
he
was
gets up
cool.
in that guy's face and he realizes the bully is just the bully.
Yes, he can't even talk the talk. I mean, he
No,
can't walk
he
the walk.
couldn't walk the walk,
Yep.
especially when he stuck his foot on his chest. It's like, give me that money.
Yeah.
But then you also had that kind of chubby kid that lies a
Oh, they're
lot.
like Farmer. That's his
Oh,
name was Farmer.
I remember that kid. I always tell you like outrageous stuff. Man, the funny thing is, he also reminds me of Chunk from Goonies.
Oh, he does. He does. Chunk.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Chunk is a liar.
so, so, you know what I watched the other day? This Jimmy Kimmel thing, right? You know, Jimmy Kimmel does this thing where he make the celebrities read mean tweets about themselves. Like someone wrote, right? And this one was about Danny McBride. He said, Danny McBride looks like that. He looks like Chunk and what he grows up to be as an adult.
Oh, somebody hating on Danny McBride. That's bad.
That is so funny. It's funny at the same time, but like, hey man, I like Chunk.
I like Chunk
that's
too. Who doesn't like
that's
Chunk?
offensive to me, but then I like Danny McBride too.
The funny thing is, Chunk. They showed Chunk, the guy that played Chunky as his older self.
Yeah,
He ain't chunky, dude. He's like
yeah.
probably take on Thor, dude.
Like in my mind, right? I think Chunk when he grows up, like when I was little, he would look like someone like John Candy, but with like the mullet hair. But he didn't.
No, no, that's the thing. Most of those chubby kids usually grow up and they're like
Yeah, because the
taking your
metabolism
girlfriend.
kicked in.
Yeah, they're usually the type of guy that your girlfriend's looking at.
Yeah.
Like, don't. Then you got like, hey, don't look at that guy. I'll tell you what that guy looked at.
Yeah.
Look at the yearbook.
Oh. No, you're right. I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, the farmer kid. Yes, the
Yeah,
lion
the
kid.
farmer kid.
Because like when he first came with the
Shoot.
contest idea, right? They thought he was lying too. Like, but they're not gonna give a
Well, and then it turned
Nintendo
out the
away.
contest, and
It's
that was sad because they sold all those wreaths, which is weird because when I was in school, it was always selling turkeys.
oh really?
Yeah, we sold. Well, depending on what you were. It wasn't for Boy Scouts. I can't
Oh
remember
okay.
what Boy Scouts was sold, but for FFA, you sold turkeys and stuff.
What's
I
FFA?
remember. I think we sold magazine subscriptions.
Oh, magazine subscriptions. I know. I
Yeah.
heard of. Yeah.
And the funny thing was the Boy Scouts. I guess they couldn't really use the Boy Scouts, so they had the different uniforms. But the
Oh.
thing is, they say Boy's Life. That was a magazine if you're in the Boy Scouts.
Yeah.
And of course, you got encyclopedias.
Oh, so when they first
Encyclopedias.
rolled that out, okay, like it's so funny for the first two prices. I like the Hodges, the twins. They threw the war of globe away.
Yeah, he just throws the planet in there. Yeah, you
That's,
got the whole planet.
I like when they show the encyclopedia, like when they cover it up, it looks like a box, right? That's why I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's weird. But then when he made that point of like, wow, it looks even bigger than what I thought it would be. Like maybe it's bundled with some stuff. Then I'm thinking like, oh, that's not a Nintendo. There's no
Yeah.
bundle to that crap.
No.
And when they
And then he
review
opens
the
it up.
encyclopedias, I love
Yeah.
that joke. It's like winning more school. And then they actually brought that joke back up later when they talk about like the different counties, right? Because the video game fan, and he's
Yeah.
like, no, it's this county. Like, well, how did you know that? And I got encyclopedias.
Exactly. Even though when he sat there with his sister's
He's
sitting there
so
reading his encyclopedia.
So yeah, it's this encyclopedia.
Hey, let me tell you something about encyclopedias. Back
Yeah.
when I was a kid, they were awesome. I
Oh,
loved encyclopedias.
I love them too. You know what's really
And
funny?
they ain't worth crap now.
No, they're not. So me and my sister, like, we love encyclopedias, right? Because I feel like there's so much information. And you know what
Oh,
we
yeah.
got when we got a computer back in 93, 94? We bought that CD. It's like the whole
Yeah,
encyclopedia.
ours actually came
a
with it. We
CD.
got an Acer. Yeah,
Yes.
an Acer. one
Yeah,
of
I
those
think it
Acer
probably came with
computers.
it. I think it was
You
Acer
think it
or
was
HP.
so advanced?
It
Yeah.
was so
Yeah,
cool. We looked up
you think that's so
anything.
advanced?
Man.
And it wasn't. That thing is just like I put that in and try to look on it, and I was like, I'm just gonna go get the encyclopedia off the shelf.
Yeah, it feels like it's faster.
Yeah, it was way faster.
It's just like, oh, I want to find out about anything, and there it was.
Yeah.
And I forgot a comedian. He was like, I think I was reading one of the memes. Like the comedian talk about like, back then, right? To find out any information, you literally have to go to a library. Like anything simple, like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to find out about a squirrel, right? You can't look at
Yeah.
that one on the internet.
Or you could just go behind me.
But like, if you want to find out information, like, hey, how the squirrel live, like the life cycle and stuff, you have to go to the library. Like you have to get an encyclopedia. And if you want to look up, this is where his jokes start beginning. Like, and if you want to look at a squirrel in a funny hat, forget about it.
Yeah, the sad thing is though, I had encyclopedias. I kept my parents' encyclopedias,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I moved, I needed to get rid of a bunch of books, so I took it to a half-price bookstore.
Yeah.
They didn't give me nothing for them.
Really?
They're like, "Do you want to keep them?" And I was like, "No." I wish I would have kept them now, but they didn't give you nothing. They weren't worth nothing. But I know they sell them there for money, so they're probably selling the ones for what I gave them for nothing.
That's true. I never thought about how much.
Yeah,
would be worth.
they gave me some money. I took some Star Wars books and some encyclopedias there. They gave me money for the Star Wars books, but they didn't give me crap for the encyclopedias. That's why America's stupid. That is why we're stupid.
They don't want to read it.
Because we would rather give you money for Star Wars books than knowledge.
So
It's like, yeah, I'll take the fiction.
So I guess
knowledge.
you're a kind of guy like so when I got dogs and cats, right? Since I didn't know so much, I start like watching YouTube videos. I start reading a lot about stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? Like behaviors and what they look like and
Oh,
how to
that's
tell. Like,
YouTube's a good place to learn
Yeah.
stuff.
but sometimes I like to read what I'm
Yeah,
if
I'd
I'm
rather
doing
read
something
it.
else. So I'm reading a whole bunch of stuff, right? I feel like I'm some kind of cat expert. I only have a cat for a year.
I only got
But
one cat, but I know about every cat.
Yeah. That's the thing, like that's the kind of
Yeah.
feeling that encyclopedia gives you. Like, oh, I'm learning so much about this
Yeah,
subject.
well, that's the
that I have
thing,
no-
because that's the problem. I can't sit down because that's the thing. You want to, what you need to look up, but the problem is you stop at the beginning of the book because they have a cool picture. Before you know it, you've read half the book before you even got to what you want to look
Yeah,
at.
like
That's why I can't do anything in a book.
I forgot what I was looking up, but like I learned
Yeah,
so much
because every
cool
time
thing
I grab
about
a book off the
outfits.
shelf to look up something, I read the book instead. It's like I'm reading I start at the beginning and like I'll eventually get there maybe several hours from
And
now.
just from like encyclopedia, right? I had to remember like stupid random facts that no one gives a crap about.
Hey, random facts are the joys of life.
It is. I need a game show. That
Most
talk
people
about
don't want to
random
hear
facts.
them though.
Yeah, I know. Like what the heck?
I try to use them in because people always say, "Hey, if you know random stuff, you'll be good at conversation." I blurt stuff out in conversations all the time. I'm the guy nobody talks to. Like he knows everything.
That's
I'm
the
like,
kind of random
I
fact
just
that no
know
one
a
gives a
few.
crap about. That's
I
the
just
thing.
know a few certain more things than you know about certain things. I don't know everything. It just sounds like I do.
It's just that like I'm amazed that they were able to write such a movie, right? Where the Nintendo was the MacGuffin.
Yeah.
It's the thing that moves the story along, but then
because it's funny because we get to the end of the story. It's like, so how'd you get the deal? And he's like, oh, that's a whole nother story.
Yes. It just had to work my butt off just to get it, and I had to get my dad to agree to it.
The thing is, the Nintendo's the hook.
Yes.
Actually, the hook is how I got my Nintendo.
Yes.
The thing is, in the hook, by the time you get to the end, how I got my Nintendo is another story.
Yep.
So you watch the whole movie just to hear, but instead you got something else out of it.
Yes, it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And I like how they're trying to throw you off too, because at the end I thought the Nintendo, like the dad bought it, he hid it in the back of the shed.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, see, that was really good. And then like that box from that.
They keep doing that though, because remember he opens all the presents and get anything, and then they're like, oh, here's a box the size of a Nintendo.
Yes.
And your uncle's in Japan.
Yes.
It's Night Bright.
Yeah. Like what the heck is this?
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna live in my parents' basement making Zelda on a Night Bright. And then of course the outside thing happens all of a sudden. So you're like, oh, he's gonna get the Nintendo that way.
Yep.
Goes out there and boom. You already know after you see the treehouse. Little parties like, is there a Nintendo in the treehouse?
In the treehouse, yep. I thought about that.
Then you realize, who cares? It doesn't matter now.
No, it doesn't matter. It's the memories with the father. Yeah, that's why it's so good too.
Then of course his daughter's like, well, how was I gonna get the? And he goes, oh, I worked for it.
Yeah, I worked for it, and I had to get my dad to agree. Like, which is right, you know. Like, oh, you had to get your father to agree to this.
Yeah.
God, that movie's now like that. Like this happens so many times where I'm thinking like, okay, it's mediocre, right? But now that I talk to you, like, it's your point of view of things that makes this movie so much better for me.
Yeah. It was good in it. This guy had a good life.
Yes.
So, and then got to the end, had a happy ending, even though the dad passed away. It was kind of sad, but I was like.
But you know, it brought back the memory for me that when I first got my Nintendo, like it was during Christmas too. It was something that like I never thought my parents would buy me.
Yeah, I never got one for Christmas, but I got games for Christmas.
Yes, games. Like after I got the
Nintendo, that was the thing. I usually got a game, one game for Christmas.
Yeah.
And almost every Christmas I got one.
Yes, like a birthday and Christmas.
So I played I played that Nintendo for a long time, and I never did the Super Nintendo or any of that.
I did the Super Nintendo, but the Nintendo was the stuff for me. That's why this means so much to me. I love this machine.
Yeah, I mean, mine's in a box.
I know. Well, I don't have it. Mine's still out, but I haven't gotten it. I should have gotten this. Yeah. My size is the same as yours.
Whatever. My controllers work.
God dang it. I only have one controller.
I have two in a gun. And
you know what's really funny? Like, you know, everybody has two controllers because it came with two, right? I have no idea where any of my controllers are. Like the other ones. I have the NES Max. Do you remember the Max controller?
Yeah.
It looks like the analog with the turbo buttons. And I had that, like, where the hell did that go?
Well, you remember that the controllers, they used to always sell all these little special things you could lock onto your your Nintendo controller. Like, did you ever buy in that cheap junk? They used to have a little case. It's clip over it, and it put like a little handle, a little knob coming up off of it.
No.
And then it had, it's actually cheap junk.
I don't remember.
But it would have a handle, and it locks on top of your controller, and you could move it around and turn it to an analog stick on it.
Oh, I never seen that.
My brother was into Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Yes.
In order to win Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, he bought what was it called? The NES Advantage.
Yes.
Yeah, you have one. You brought it down to Ghostbusters.
Yep.
No, my brother bought that, saved up his money. I don't know what happened to it. I need to find it. But he bought that with his money just to win Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Because it makes it look like an arcade feel, right? That's why that joystick thing. My friend had one.
Well, it had a turbo button, so all you had to do was push the button, remember, and hold it down, and then he'd continuously punch without you actually pushing. Because he'd work. Because remember, you wore blisters on your fingers.
Oh yes, because
Yes, you wore blisters on your finger. This Atari would kill. Nintendo would kill you. Because Atari was so simple. You know, you just had that one stick.
Yeah,
and
the one button joystick.
And it would come apart too.
It would?
Oh, sometimes it would. Yeah, that cushion, that rubbery thing would come off of it for Nintendo, for Atari.
So, you know, a lot of people have the Raspberry Pi, right? And
yeah, I got one right here. I actually can look down at the ground and see.
So it's hard to emulate the Atari joystick. with a controller, like the Xbox, whatever USB controller.
Yeah, which is funny because it only has so many motions.
Right. So
You know, all
someone,
you have is you just have an analog stick and a button. That's it, one button.
yeah. So someone on the internet was thinking like, hey, you know what I use? They bought this thing
Wow, really?
because it's got a button on top.
Yeah, I mean, let me go with it. It's cool, but
Yeah.
it's not. I want an Atari controller.
Yeah, I know. Like, but then, do they even make a USB Atari controller? I think that was the thing. Like, it's hard to
No,
find it.
USB
Yeah.
was not even. I mean, it
No,
has
right
its own.
now. Right now, they probably make a USB one. But this was the closest thing that someone found.
I don't know why. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Atari controller would be easy to make with USB.
Yes. But then they probably don't make it because you know
But
why?
that's the thing. They should sell you a set that comes with the joystick and then the paddle, whatever it was, the
Oh,
one
the
with
knob.
the roller.
Yeah.
Yeah, the knob.
With a like a phone pad number, right? They
Yeah.
have that too.
Oh, that's like a television.
Oh, that's in television. Okay.
ColecoVision or something. It's one of those. Yeah, I remember because you slide this little card down in there and it changed your buttons up. My cousins had one. I never had one, but my cousins had one, and you had these little pads, and it had like each game had a little thing you slide in there and you play it with that.
Really?
Yeah,
like
it was actually neat. I always thought it was better. It was actually better than Nintendo. I meant Atari. It was
I
better
just
than
like
Atari.
collecting controllers, and I bought this the first chance I get because like
Yeah,
it was hard
I'm
to
not really
find.
into collecting controllers.
I am.
Me, I mean, if I play an Atari game, I want to play Atari controller. If I play a Nintendo game, Nintendo
And
controller.
Nintendo controller,
I
yeah,
guess
me too.
I kind of stopped there though because I'm like, now I got like Xbox controllers all laying around and all this other Nintendo controllers are laying around. Too many controllers, dude.
It is, right?
Yeah.
What is your
I mean,
favorite controller?
Actually, Xbox.
Xbox.
Yeah, the Xbox 360 controller.
Mine too.
That's my favorite. Yeah.
What is
It's just I mean, I've used it so much, I guess, in my time. It's better than the old controllers.
I like to do it like I like the analog position of the Xbox 360.
I can't remember ever liking the PlayStation controller at all.
I don't like the PlayStation controller because the analog is together, like right next to each other.
Yeah, that's got to be why. Because I mean, I remember playing because PlayStation was the first major system I bought.
Yeah.
Until then, you gave me an Xbox 360. After that, I was like, why would I ever play a PlayStation? I mean, because PlayStation, the only game I want to play was Gran Turismo, and they made you wait. They're like, "Oh, this game's coming out this year,"
Oh,
so I bought the
remember that
system,
time, yeah.
and it took maybe a year or two to
It
come out.
started like that when it's Gran Turismo 3 when they make the
Yeah.
prologue, and I'm
And
like,
the
I
thing
bought
is,
the
Gran
prologue, and like this game sucks.
Exactly, Gran Turismo was an awesome game, but after waiting for it a couple times, I was like,
Forza would
it's
be
not
better.
that fun because it's so real that
Yeah.
it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's so real. I'm like, this is not fun.
You know what I have? I have the Xbox 360 steering wheel because
I had the ones only for PlayStation.
oh, so the 360 one is better because you know why? Because
Yeah,
it works with
why?
Windows computer.
Really, I need to look at
because-
one. I had one for a Windows computer, so I bet you it would have. But I tried to put it on my Xbox, and I had a problem.
Okay, so the reason why the Xbox 360 is better because it treats it like an Xbox 360 controller, and the Xbox 360 controller is highly compatible with any Windows system,
Yeah.
especially on the Steam platform.
Yeah,
The Steam,
Stream.
yep. So I'm like, holy crap, I have that. And my oldest son was taking interest in like, I want to play this driving game. I'm like, dude, we're gonna try to hook this up for you. You'll be like amazed because it looked like the wheel is nice and the gas and the brake. Ah.
Yeah, I mean, I like the 360 controller, and my favorite feature for the 360 controller is the cord that you hook onto the back of it and you plug to your system. That way, you don't have to have batteries. I mean,
Yes.
I know the whole point of it is to get rid of a cord, but I'm like, man, I run through batteries so fast.
I know, I went to battery so fast too. Yeah.
I just like I could sit there with a cord. It's
So-
like because it's the only cord you have.
So that's your favorite controller, right? What was the first controller that you thought it was revolutionary?
Oh, 360.
Really?
I never thought of any of the other controllers because I mean the Atari did. I mean I played the Atari and then I got the Nintendo. It didn't matter to me.
No,
I
it
mean I
didn't
thought the
matter to
Nintendo was neat because it had more buttons, but I didn't think I didn't like oh wow.
I
It
thought
wasn't until I got
Super
like
Nintendo.
until I got a 360 controller I didn't really think oh something so great.
Oh, I thought the Super Nintendo was in like because it went
Never
from
had
like
Super
two
Nintendo.
buttons. Oh, but you played the Super
I mean I
Nintendo.
played it at my cousin's house, but I don't remember ever thinking anything of the controller.
because like there was the first time you used the shoulder buttons. Ever.
Yeah. I mean, I did have because I did like I said, I played the first system I ever played was a PlayStation. So I played at my friend's house, and I thought the controller was neat because it had all those buttons.
Yes.
But it wasn't until I got 360 I was like, yeah, this is way better.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, using a controller like that was PlayStation was my first time
Oh,
with
like the
something that
trigger
has
button on the 360
triggers,
offers.
yeah, all that on there. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool. I guess you could say maybe I did think the PlayStation 2, what was it, 2 or 3? I don't
Well, the
remember what
first
system.
one had the dual analogs too. Like that's
Yeah, I
where it
didn't play the
started.
first PlayStation. I played the second PlayStation.
Oh,
And that was the
PS2.
first controller I thought, well, this is actually interesting. But like I said, after I got a 360, I was like,
Yes, right. Xbox.
this way much better than the
I love
PlayStation.
Xbox. My wife knows I love the Xbox. I don't like Sony. She knows that, right? She knows that, right? And like
Yeah.
my oldest one is like, oh, this guy have a PlayStation. Can we have a PlayStation? I'm like, no, there's only Xboxes in this house. So he asked why, right? And then Heather said, because Daddy likes
You,
Xboxes.
yeah, because your daddy hates Sony.
Xbox in this house. Don't let the Asianness fool you. Not all Asians love PlayStation, even though a majority of them does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think
This
it's
guy's
when
American.
I think it's when you go to get you a system, what game do you want to play? It's what sets you up from then on.
So
Yeah.
there's only one game that was super exclusive to the Sony PlayStation that I have. Is Metal Gear Solid.
Okay. And that's a reason a lot of people bought
That's the
systems. I
only
mean, that's
yeah.
what usually leads you to buy a system is a game.
It's an exclusive game. Yep.
Yeah.
But
Because
I
I
really
mean, I
like
remember
Halo. But I really like
because I
Gears of
remember when
War.
Mortal Kombat came out.
Oh.
Mortal Kombat came out, and my brother went and he saved all his money and bought him a Sega Genesis. Okay,
Yes.
he got it. He played the game. We played it. We played it. We played it. Fatality. He never bought another Sega Genesis game. We played that for a while, maybe several months, and then he sold it all.
So that's yeah. He only bought that for he
He
likes
only
Mortal
bought it.
Kombat.
He only bought it to play Mortal Kombat, and after he was done and was a master of that
So
game,
if your
he
brother
sold
is
his.
like one of those nostalgia types, he would probably buy that Mortal Kombat arcade one up
I
because
don't
they make
know.
it
I
on
don't
Mortal
think
Kombat. But like,
he's not a nostalgia guy.
oh okay, it
He's
just
a
once
move
and
on
done.
guy.
Oh yeah, you could
Yeah,
tell from
once and
he
done.
bought the Genesis and he sold it.
Yeah, I mean, come on. He half of this Nintendo's his or
Oh,
was. He's never gonna get it now.
he's not. He's not saying,
He lost his half.
he probably doesn't
Who
care for
knows?
it.
I probably traded him some cards for it. I mean, that kid was in
Ah,
baseball cards. Like this movie had baseball cards. Remember Carl
yes.
Ripken?
Oh, that's how they
Remember
keep the
that?
yes.
Yeah, they saw that he was in baseball cards. He was in baseball cards. He wanted
I
baseball
was
cards so
too.
bad that I would trade him stuff
Yeah,
or sell. He'd sell me stuff really cheap so he could go buy baseball cards. So
I was into baseball cards too.
I got all his comic books. I got
Wow.
all his stuff pretty much.
You know, the
It
only
was
thing I
it
really
was
love
cool.
right now is comic book cards or Marvel cards, as you call
Yeah.
them.
Well, he had Marvel cards and stuff too because I got them, so he bought them. I bought comic books, so he bought comic books. He was my younger brother. And then he got into baseball stuff and he got into football. And I was like, he's like, I need some money. I'm like, well, hey, you sell me that stuff real cheap. I'll give you some. So yeah, I got most of my stuff on because I talked him into buying it and I bought it from him at half price.
Oh.
Oh, it was wonderful.
This I know, right? This movie, like, and then all the stuff they talk about, it is about
It's
that
like,
time.
that's what little brothers are for. You talk them to getting stuff you
so,
want, and then you buy it from them cheap.
so you're so funny when you brought up that little brother thing, right? And my two boys, they play Fortnite. It's just like a third person.
Yeah,
You
yeah, I
know.
know what it is. My
Okay,
nephew
good.
plays it.
So, they have the No Way Home skin, and what that means is just a uniform, right? I don't know how Fortnite get these licensing because they have the Mandalorian, they have all these popular characters.
I'm sure that they'll wait until they get sued.
I don't think so because this guy, like the No Way Home skin, is like I'm using Tom Holland. It's Tom
Wow.
Holland's face. It's not like one of those like, they make it look like Tom Holland, like back in the
No.
80s, right?
So,
The
but you're
toys
telling me it is Tom
is
Holland.
Tom Holland. Okay, the only person
Uh,
that doesn't look like the person is MJ.
really? Okay.
But Tom Holland, like you look at this guy, right? Dude, I'm using Tom Holland in Fortnite. So when Ethan wants it, right? The younger one, now he wants it too. So how'd you buy two of them?
Hey,
Fortnite, like to get this straight, Fortnite is free. It's a free to play game. You can
yeah, that's how
download
they
on your
make their money.
computer, download on your mobile phone, everything. But the skin, you could go through
Yeah.
playing the whole game
Well,
without any skins.
let me go ahead and tell you that this is gonna be like me and my brother. You're gonna have two of
Oh, we
everything.
have two of everything.
Yeah. Me and him, everything I got, he's got. He had. we bought Texas Ranger shirts. Yeah, I mean, it's like when you look through, my mom looks through our old stuff. She's like, "Why do I have two of these?" It's because you had
I have
two
two of
sons
them.
that
Yeah,
wanted the exact
I have
same
two of them.
thing.
So that's only three of us that play the Switch, right? I have 4 Nintendo Switches in this house.
Yeah. So, hey, are you duplicating?
I'm duplicating.
Are
Don't
you duplicating
don't
your
question my
duplicates?
duplicating process. There's some duplication going on, definitely. Because me and Heather talking about like, because when the older one, Ethan comes up and to me about the Fortnite stuff, right? Heather was like, hey, because I just came back from picking my mom up shopping. She's like, hey, I need to talk to you. Hey, Ethan's asking for this in Fortnite, and now you know if we're gonna buy this, right? Now we have to buy two of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So I can't wait
So,
until the age where the younger one like has
I
his own
guess
interests.
you just need to times everything by two,
Oh my gosh!
especially your money.
So you know what I use, right? You know I use Google Sheet to keep a list of like the
Yeah.
tracking of the movies.
Yeah.
So I use a Google Sheet to keep a tracking of their Christmas gifts. Okay. So me and Heather talked about like, okay, we should
Wow,
get
that's a
like,
lot of stuff.
so we talked about like getting a Nintendo Switch game because Ethan was asking for like a couple of games, right? And I'm like, you know what's really fun that I've seen them play a lot? It's Mario Party. So Mario Party is still kind of fun to this day. But they
I'll
made
take your word
one.
for it.
So they made one called like Mario Party All Stars. What basically is they took a collection of a whole bunch of Mario Party games since Nintendo 64, and all you do is just you play the mini games. They had the feature on the last one because we have the Mario Party. But the thing is, like, you have to play these mini games before you can replay them. Like, it's a game board, right? But this one is straight up like, hey, play all these mini games. I'm like, dude, that's a great idea because it's 2 weeks off from school, right? And I don't want them to bother me. Like, dude, I'm bored. Like, dude, you have 50,000 things to do. Now get the hell
Yeah,
out of
go
my face.
outside. Yeah,
Yeah,
go outside.
and like, so I told Heather about it. She liked that too because we play Mario Party. It would be so much greater if we could just play the mini games. So she said the same thing to me, like, we can just buy one. We have to buy two. I'm like thinking like, no, we actually have to buy three, right? Because I want to play with them. What we can do is we buy one, but we only get to use one TV. It's a real first world problem situation. But like, I can't believe they haven't done this with Mario Kart. Mario Kart, you play the 4-player Mario Kart, right? The split screen and stuff. I can't believe they didn't make it to where like you could play with your friends as a team, and then you could have your own screens. You can only have up to one team member.
Really?
But if you play online against other people, right, that's easy. But I want to play online just the three of us. But you can only do that split screen. So Mario Kart needs to figure that out if they're watching this. Nintendo, since we talk about 8-bit Christmas and this is your machine, do it.
We have a bigger chance of Disney watching our show than Nintendo.
Because all the MCU movies we did.
No, because they're in Japan, and I really doubt they care 2 bits of what we say, or 8. I bet they don't give 8 bits of what we're saying.
They got that's nice, but they got Nintendo of America too.
Yeah,
but they don't care. Nintendo does their own thing.
Yeah, I'm sure that Nintendo of America is only open when they fly from Japan for that one day.
Oh, I thought you were talking about because we did so many. Because I was like, we're about to build up Warner Brothers too, hopefully next year.
There's not enough shows.
No, there won't be enough shows.
Oh, you mean DC?
DC Warner Brothers.
Because technically, we already kind of built up Warner Brothers, didn't we? I mean, we said Dune.
We did the Batman movies, well, the 90s Batman movies.
Oh, that's DC though.
Yeah, DC.
It's not my fault that Warner Brothers ruined DC, and now we got to build up DC. We ought to call Zack Snyder up and see if we can help us out.
So now it feels like one of those job evaluations of ourselves. Like, what should we do in 2020?
No, I already got this job.
How do we even make it more exciting?
Unless there's something you're going to tell me later on, Shane, you're fired.
Well, next time I'm going to dress up as Batman. Like, if we ever go to Christian Bale's Batman's, I'm going to dress up as Batman through the whole episode.
Okay.
I got to find me a Batman mask.
Yeah, I got to find a way to beat that. Not dressing up like the Joker.
Something easy, like the Riddler. Oh, that would be cool. A green suit. with the question marks. Not just a T-shirt, right? But like a whole setup.
But we're not gonna do the Riddler. The Riddler's dead. We already did that episode.
No, I'm talking about like just talk about Batman, like dress up
Oh,
any
okay.
characters in
But
Batman.
I'm not gonna dress up like the Riddler. We're not gonna talk about the Riddler. That's
I know
just
that would be
making-
stupid.
It would be kind of dumb. I'm gonna top your Batman.
I'm gonna talk to. Okay.
I may have to look like Adam West, but I'll do it.
That would be funny. Just dress up as Adam West Batman. We're talking about Christian Bale. Like, we talk about Batman. We didn't dress up like him. Then like, dude, I didn't want you.
Yeah, I show up as Robin.
You can see
like
my
Robin's-
shorts.
Robin's not even in this movie. Yeah, you can't see my shorts because I'm not wearing any.
I was gonna say that. I'm not even wearing pants.
Well, I'll put the tights on.
Even though these tights look like what he was wearing on the show, but nobody want to see that.
I wouldn't even want to see it in the mirror, dude.
I'm so glad we got out the system and stuff on the Nintendo show. Oh,
I was waiting to pull this system out.
yeah. Well, with that, I guess we could end it right here. What do you think?
We're done.
All right, we're done on this one. We'll see you back next week. Thank you for watching this segment of our reviews. I hope you had a great time listening to us. Be sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one. Laters.